This is what I say. According to diplomats who were involved firsthand in the negotiation, President Biden refused to put any pressure on Netanyahu. And ultimately, they gave up that any deal would happen. It was, and Don, you and I talked about DARES and Trump. I have no love, and I don't want to
Oh,
give
I know
Trump
that.
any credits, but
Oh,
I
I know that.
know, but I am in the business of telling the truth.
Same.
Donald Trump intervention have been monumental in making the ceasefire deal possible. And just to make people understand, President Biden not only refused on multiple occasions to put any pressure on the Prime Minister of Israel to do any deal, people who were involved in the negotiation, including Israeli negotiators, told me firsthand that very often they felt that he was more than backing the negotiating team, the Israeli negotiating team. He was backing the prime minister agenda and his desire to stay in office. The Israeli media and Israeli ministers, including Ben-Gvir, today confirmed that it was President Trump. Israeli media also confirmed that Netanyahu was already gave up on the hostages. He was willing to sacrifice the hostages for his political desire to stay in power. However, Donald Trump happened to be a transactional president, happened to be a transactional man. He wanted to come to the White House with a win. And that was always his approach.
Well, let me ask you this then. So why did they not wait until he took office, which is just going to be in about a week?
Because he didn't want to deal with these issues as he get into office. He wanted this issue to be off the table.
Roll up. Okay. I don't agree with that. I think Donald Trump would like to have started off. We know Donald Trump, the day of his inauguration or on the day to announce a ceasefire. The fact that it happened on Biden's watch, I think that leads many people to question whether it was. And look, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but that's going to lead many people to question.
Do you know when the ceasefire will enter in? Do you know when the ceasefire will start?
It's going to start. Well, the temporary ceasefire is going to start. It should start on Sunday, correct?
It will start on the 19th.
You mean the permanent?
No. The phase 1 of the ceasefire will start the day
Trump
inauguration.
Breaking news out today. So Israel and Hamas have agreed to a ceasefire in Gaza, concluding a 15-month conflict that began with the deadly Hamas attack on October 7th, 2023. So just days before Trump gets into the White House, he said there better be a ceasefire, bring the hostages home.
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is.
Shelley, what is your response to that?
Elections do have consequences.
Absolutely.
And in this case, this is momentous. This is huge that Israel and the terrorists known as Hamas would come to this ceasefire. Now, I will say this. I think it's going to be successful in the sense that we're probably going to start seeing hostages released. I'm thinking over the next few days, certainly by the end of this month. But make no mistake about it, I don't put anything past Hamas or any other terrorist group, because every ceasefire that Israel has had since 1948, 68, whatever, there has been a break in the ceasefire on the part initiated by the terrorists, whatever terrorist group you want. So in that sense, there's still going to have to be literally the feet on the necks, if you will, of the Hamas leaders and any other terrorist group that comes along.
All right. So, Nicole, both President Biden and President Trump have claimed credit for influencing the ceasefire deal. So who gets credit for this?
This is the Trump effect. Make no mistake. If Joe Biden had the capacity to bring the hostages home, he would have done so, almost 3-4 months into this, this war, quote unquote war. The problem that we're going to have, though, is the ceasefire is only for 6 weeks. And it is multi-tiered. So certain things have to happen at each tier. And I agree with Shelley. They're going to try it. Yeah, they're going to absolutely try it. My prayer, my hope is that the 30 plus hostages we're supposed to get back in this first bunch, that they're alive.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That's the big thing, that they're alive. So, I don't know, how President Trump is going to feel about getting American hostages back that are deceased. Personally, that would be a deal breaker for me. And I would be encouraging the president to act accordingly. This is an outrageous amount of time that has gone by for Biden to take credit for something that, as president, he had the power to do in November, in December, all the way up until this date. Diplomacy works sometimes, but when people are having a holy war, sometimes you got to be the big dog in the fight. And Joe Biden just does not have that capacity.
No, not at all. And then again, my heart goes out to the families
Yes.
That have hostages and have lost, the ones have lost family members and the ones who don't know what's going on with your family member. I mean, these were children that were taken. Can you imagine that your son, your daughter, your sister, your brother was taken hostage? You don't even know if they're alive.
And if they are alive, what condition they're going to be in when they get back. It's not like, these people were enemy combatants. They were at a music festival. These are people who are going about their life, living their happy lives, enjoying their day, and got caught up in this holy war. I know that Israel has said time and time again that they want peace. They want to live peacefully. But really and truly, can you live peacefully with people whose goal is your utter destruction?
Well, this is where Dennis Prager put it. He puts it, if the world, or if the terrorists laid down their arms, there would be instant peace.
Mm-hmm.
If Israel laid down their arms, there would be holy hell.
Absolutely.
Still, there would be annihilation. So what are we going to do? And that's not to say, I know some of you are going to say, well, Israel does this. Israel has made mess ups, if you will, over the decades as well. But Israel does not, and at least to my understanding and knowledge, they do not go into places slaughtering innocents, stirring up terrorism, blowing up people just because for the hell of it, just because they want you in the Red Sea or in the Mediterranean Sea. They want you off there. No, they don't do that. So in that sense, that's where we probably will disagree for those of you who are hell-bent on supporting terrorists.
A two-state solution sounds great. When you say it out loud, it looks great on paper. But when you're talking about not a fight for resources, not a fight for land, but two different gods trying to coexist in one place, this war is not ever going to be over. It's always going to be something between these two, which begs the question, why won't these other Islamic countries allow these people to come and stay with them?
Yeah, that's one question I have. I don't understand why that doesn't happen. Like you mentioned, it's a holy war. It's it's been going on for generations. And again, I'm just happy that at least for this period, Trump has been able to bring about a ceasefire and these families get closure.
Absolutely. Agreed.
So, yeah. So again, we'll continue to keep you guys updated on that.
Be leaders ourselves.
Black women are being used by the Democrat Party.
All of these socioeconomic indicators are in the negative, particularly for Black people. They want mob rule. When Trump was in office, please somebody tell me what act of dictatorship did he perform?
She had Donald Trump's hair on top of her head. And she's sitting here talking about brown girl this, brown girl that.
Because she's a Black woman.
They would ask her how to spell her first name and clap like sea monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.